مرحبا بك أخي العزيز إلى هذه القناة مرة أخرى. I warmly welcome you, my fellow students, to today's lesson about AL-AYYÜBY Arabic Club, where you learn Arabic with ease. The topic we shall be talking about today is Hurūful Jarri. Hurūful Jarri. When we say Hurūf means letters. Huruf means letters or articles, excuse me. So when we say Hurūful Jarri, basically we mean by it prepositions. Prepositions. Don't forget, in English, when we say prepositions, they mean the words that are used to show the relationship between two or more words in an expression. For example, if you want to express the relationship between the marker I hold, let's say column, a pen that I hold, you want to show us the relationship between it and the table on which I put it. You cannot just say al-qalamu al-maktab, al-qalamu al-maktab, the pen, the table. No, you show the relationship using a preposition. You now say, what is the relationship? Is it on top? Is it below? Is it inside? And that will determine the kind of preposition you use. That's why prepositions are usually defined in Arabic. Huruf generally, they are defined in Arabic as words whose meanings cannot be manifest until they are used in a particular context. So, some of the prepositions we shall be talking about today are ila, ala, min, bi, ma'a, and fi. Each of these prepositions has its own meanings. There are meanings that are common to them, and there are meanings that are not common, but they also give the meanings. For the purpose of this lesson, I can limit us to some meanings without some others. Why? Just not to make it complicated and complex for us to understand. Now, we are taking ila first. When we say ila, it means two. Ila means two. For example, you say, Masha Ibrahim. Ibrahim walked. Ibrahim walked. You now want to show the relationship between the walking of Ibrahim and al-bayt, which is house. You need a preposition, a Hurūful Jarri. And that will determine that will be determined. The one you are to select will be determined by the relationship between the walking of Ibrahim and the house. If Ibrahim walks on top of the house, then you use a preposition that denotes such a meaning. Now, if Ibrahim walks towards the house, then you use a preposition that fits for the context. Ila means to. If it means that Ibrahim walks towards, then you use ila. Masha Ibrahim ila al-bayti. Ibrahim walked to house, that is, walked home. Ibrahim walked home. Masha Ibrahimu ila al-madrasati. Ibrahim walked to school. Walked to school. Dhahaba means went. Dhahaba Ahmadu. Ahmad went ila suqi, to market. Asuk means market. Ila suqi, to market. The second one is ala. Ala means on or above. Ala means on or above. Ala. If the thing that is the noun that comes after ala, if it's a noun that denotes a surface, then it could be above. It could be above. For example, Wadu'a Ibrahim. Ibrahim placed. Wadu'a Ibrahim. Ibrahim placed. Al-Kitaba, placed the book. Then dash. Al-Kursi. You want to show the relationship between the book that is placed by Ibrahim and the chair, al-Kursi, dash al-Kursi, the chair. What's the relationship between them? If the book is placed on top of the chair, that means the chair has a surface on which the book is placed. Then you use ala, alal kursiyi. Then the meaning will be on the chair or above the chair. Likewise, when you're talking about a particular discussion or idea, you can use ala for it. You can say alal amri. Alal amri, on the issue. On the issue. You can use it for context as well. if you regard it as something that has a surface. Okay, that's the use of ala. Then we have min. Min means from. That is the commonest meaning for min. Min means from. Ibrahim went. Then the going of Ibrahim has to do with al-bayt, for example, al-bayt. Then we need the relationship between the going of Ibrahim and al-bayt, the house. Is it from or to? If it is from, then we use min. You see, ذهب Ibrahim. Ibrahim went min al-bayti, from house or from home, ila suqi, to market. Then you use ila, to. That's how to use min. There are some other usages for min which we will not be able to explain today here, just for the purpose of this lesson. Also, there is be. Be. Be means with. With. At times, it can mean by. It depends on the context. At times, it can mean by. If you want to indicate that something is used as an agent for another, then the meaning of be is with. For example, Kataba Ibrahim. Ibrahim wrote. Kataba Ibrahim. Ibrahim wrote. Then you say dash al-qalam. The tool he used to write is al-qalam, pen. Then you use be for it. And that be will mean with. You say Kataba Ibrahim bil-qalami. Qata'a Ibrahim shajara bil, for example, say bil khanjari. You use ba to mean with, because the word that follows, the noun that follows the ba is used as a tool or agent. But if the noun following the ba is something that is rigid at a place, or it may not be rigid, but okay, something that can be passed by, then using be there will mean by. For example, marartu, I passed. Be Ibrahim. Marartu, be Ibrahim. Ibrahim is coming after be. Ibrahim is not used as a tool or agent here for my walking. It doesn't have anything to do with my walking. But the relationship between my walking and Ibrahim is that Ibrahim is at his own point and I passed by him. Then I say, Marartu bi Ibrahim, I passed by Ibrahim. Marartu bil bayt, I passed by the house. So that's the meaning of be. It can be used for with as well as by, depending on the context. Ma'a. Ma'a means with. With. Ma'a means with. Especially if that with has to do with togetherness. Togetherness. Two things are the same spot together at a time. For example, if you say, Ana ma'a Ibrahim, I'm with Ibrahim. That's the meaning of ma'a there. I'm with Ibrahim. I'm with Ibrahim. Ana ma'a Ibrahim. I'm with Ibrahim. That is, in proximity and space, we are together. That's the meaning. But if you want to use it, the noun following ma'a, if you want to use it as an agent or tool, then you cannot say, I wrote katabtu al-risalata, I wrote the letter, ma'a al-qalam. No. If you say ma'a, it means you and the qalam are at the same place when you were writing the letter, but you did not use the qalam, the pen, as a tool for your writing. Lastly, there is fi. This fi is very common in use, and it depends on what follows it. If you want to translate it into English, it depends on what follows it. Fi can mean in. Fi can mean in. It can mean on. It can mean on. It just depends. In fact, it just depends on the context. If the noun following fi is something that has inside, then fi will mean inside. For example, you are talking of a bag. It can contain. You are talking about a bag. You are talking about a room. This has walls that can accommodate something inside. Then you say the meaning of it there is in or inside. For example, al-kitabu, the book, dash al-hakibati, in the bag. I'm sorry, dash the bag. Here now, you consider the noun to be used after the preposition you want to use to show the relationship between them. You consider the noun. This noun, does it have inside? Yes. What is the relationship between it and the book? Is it that the book is inside within the confines of the bag? If the answer is yes, then if you say Al-Kitabu fil Hakibati, it means the book is inside in the bag or inside the bag. But if the relationship between them is that one is above the other on the surface, upper surface of the other, then you use the meaning on. You now say Al Kitabu. I'm sorry for that example. Tahadathna fil amr. Tahadathna fil amr. Here, al amr means the case, the issue, and it doesn't have inside. There are no walls that can contain or accommodate another thing there. In such a situation, we say the meaning of it there is on. On. So these are the meanings of these prepositions. Lastly, before we conclude for today's lesson, when you now use these prepositions for the meanings, we still need the grammatical rule for them. The grammatical rule is that any noun coming after a preposition will take a kesro or any representative of kesro that you will later know, inshallah. For example, these are two slots. One is for the preposition and the other is for the noun to follow it. The preposition used here is ila as an example. The noun to follow it, let's say asuk is the noun used to follow the preposition here. The rule is that the last letter of the noun takes a kesro. We now say ila suki. We cannot say ila su or ila suku. Rather, we say ila suki. Likewise, ila baiti. Ala al-bayti, ala as-suqi, ala al-maktabi, ala al-kursiji, with the kesra for the last letter of each of them. Min al-bayti, bil qalami, ma'a al-mudarrisi, fi al-bayti, in the house. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to our channel. Ma'asalam.